A company's public and internal communication makes or breaks a company. Hi, I'm Carter Widener, a part of All Hands on Deck Consulting Company based here in Carrollton, Georgia. Here at AHD, we provide a professional insight into communication improvement inside of a company. We strive to uphold our company values to provide a service that exceeds our clients' expectations. Using our values as a basis in all aspects of our business, we are able to provide a service we are known for. We work closely with our clients to ensure the client's expectations are exceeded. Today, we will be talking about how our company will go above and beyond to help improve your department's communications internally and externally. In this presentation, you're expected to see a company background, explaining more about what we do and what we are about and our values, why your company needs our help, why it is important to have good internal and external communication, and our recommendations on how to improve on those communications. Next, one of my partners, Erin Parr, will be explaining our company background.
Thanks, Carter. All Hands on Deck Consulting came together to provide the best communication recommendations in the business through our all hands on way of working through a company's problems. With that ideal in mind, partners of AHD Consulting came together to form our consulting company. All of our partners of this company had different experiences in the field and were peers before the formation of the company. But we all had the same vision of what we thought would make the best consulting company. That's how we came to be. My name is Erin Parr, and I'm one of the founding members of All Hands on Deck Consulting. I, along with 6 of my peers, decided to start this consulting company because we saw a distinct lack of consulting companies that were willing to take a fully hands-on approach in order to deliver the best service to clients. All Hands on Deck Consulting highly values the idea that by working together, we can achieve more for our clients than any competitor out there. When the members of our firm were working individually before All Hands on Deck Consulting came together, formed clients were happy with the results they got. But when All Hands on Deck teams work together, clients can't imagine any better results. At All Hands on Deck Consulting, we communicate with positivity and conciseness. We also try to provide a clear and strong picture to the client of where we're at in the consulting process at all times. All Hands on Deck Consulting also highly values listening because of the way that we strive to work together to come up with the best solutions for our clients. We make it a point to listen to how everyone reacts to a recommendation, and then ask the reason for those reactions to better gauge where everyone stands about our current plan. This information is beneficial to any company looking for consultation because it proves that All Hands on Deck Consulting is not only the best choice, but really when you look at it, it's the only choice when it comes to getting the best possible results for their consulting needs. Now, up next is another one of All Hands on Deck Consulting's partners, Alexis Debbie, and she'll be walking you through why your company will want the kind of help that only All Hands on Deck Consulting can provide.
My name is Alexis Debbie and I'm from AHD Consulting. Our team is here to provide your department with the best recommendations to improve communication throughout the Center of Student Involvement. All hands on deck is needed for several reasons. A, to improve your department as a team. B, to increase student involvement campus-wide. And C, to produce effective external communication as well as internal. Your department can count on AHD Consulting to improve communication skills internally and externally. With AHD Consulting skills, we can ensure that the Center of Student Involvement will not become obsolete. Next up is one of my partners, Martavius Gordon, and he will be explaining the internal communication aspect of your department.
In this slide, we're going to be talking about internal internal communication. Hi, my name is Martavius Gordon, and I'm one of the members from All Hands on Deck Consulting Company. So, internal communication is very important. We all know that, correct? Internal communication is just it's something you need in a company. If you don't have this in your company is not going to succeed as much as you want to. And something we can think about is that internal and external go hand to hand. Without the other, like, what are you promoting? So, why is it important? If you have negative connections between your colleagues, right? There's going to be a negative connection from you to the students or your customers or whoever you're trying to sell your product or service to. And if you don't have that internal communication, how do you expect to have that external communication? How can you expect to talk to other people outside of your company? And also, it increases participation and the funding will be increased from the border regions. So once you think about that internal communication, you're eventually like increasing your external communication. You're bettering yourself, stuff like that. So I noticed that at least for CSI, your department, you guys like to do weekly emails, weekly meetings, and text messaging between your staff members. So this is all great just because those text messages are very personal and they're very direct. So they kind of go straight to your phone. So this is really great just because people get this instantly. Emails may take a little bit of time to actually get a response to. So have to think about that. Weekly meetings, this can also increase that internal communication, that rep report. So, just going out and, having like a weekly meeting, maybe like at Starbucks or off campus, it's going to be very beneficial and overall increasing your internal communication and making it all for the better. So here we have our SWOT analysis, and our SWOT analysis basically analyzes a company's strengths, their weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So let's look at CSI's strengths. You guys have weekly emails that create rapport between colleagues. So whenever you're sending out weekly emails, you're telling your colleagues, hey, this is what's going on this week. This is when we're having our meetings, and this is what needs to get done this week. Looking at our weaknesses, after your weekly meetings, there's really no true signs or interactions. You guys aren't really asking about each other's lives, after those meetings, like, walking out saying, hey, like, how's your day? Like, how are the kids? How's Bob and Sarah, your kids? How are they doing? Creating that interaction and that rapport between two coworkers is really great and can be really beneficial to internal communication. Opportunities. So to counter our weaknesses that we said before, go out for lunch, go out for coffee. When it's time for lunch break, instead of going by yourself or maybe you're going out with your wife or husband, say, hey, let me go out with my colleagues. Let me get to know them. Let me get to know how their family operates, and maybe you possibly making a whole like group family like event. It can go really far when you get to know your coworkers. And threats. So threats, like we said before, without that internal communication, you can ultimately affect external communication, and this can be very detrimental to your department. Ultimately you won't be able to get your product across or your service, and this ultimately will just make your department fail. And to our right, we have a chart that basically explains West Georgia's staff report by percentage and Kennesaw State University. So report basically means getting to know your coworkers, and 79% of their staff at Kennesaw State know their colleagues, know like their personal lives, know what they do, know about, like know their kids, and just know a lot about their colleagues. Whereas 30% of staff here at West Georgia really don't know. Well, actually, they 30% do know. Um, comparing 32% to 79%, it's a really big difference. Um, so we strongly recommend you guys to increase that rapport, so that way, ultimately, you can grab that internal communication, make it 100%, and ultimately leading towards external communication. So next, my member Zaman is going to be talking about external communication.
Hello, my name is Mama Kago. I am from All Hands on Deck. We have worked with numerous schools from Georgia, around Georgia, South Georgia, Middle Georgia, and even North Georgia. I will be telling you about external communication, and the importance of external communication is that it presents a favorable image of an organization. It provides information about products and services to customers. It advertises the organization and reduces the risk of mistakes. External communication is key because it helps bring awareness to what organizations bring. It helps promote what the organization is about. It handles inquiries about the organization and its products and services. The department, the way we communicate is through events, email, social media, all that other stuff, whichever way you could communicate. The SWOT analysis, the strengths, the right information is shared between the colleagues at the right time. It's also an easy way to establish a brand and you build trust between your colleagues. Weaknesses, revealing information can be an advantage to competitors, and even missing information causing a big negative impact. Opportunities, you can network with other people you may not know, and you may have the opportunity to learn about something you may not have knew about. Threats, without external communication, you could affect internal communication, and it will affect how the organization works. External communication is important because you make connections with others, and that's key. That's something you should know. Topic of recommendations will be discussed by.
Why have a business or organization meant for the people when the people really know how to access or know information about the business or organization? Here at All Hands on Deck Consulting Firm, we have come up with a few recommendations to increase student involvement, student member relations, and to improve the department image. And as stated by a team member from Martavius, we have helped various schools across Georgia increase participation from 34.4% to 78.8%. To improve the image of the CSI department, we believe the department should post flyers in busy areas across the campus to generate more traffic to the events. And these areas include the TLC, the UCC, the library, Starbucks, and the residence halls on campus, such as University Suites, the Centerpoint, the Oaks, and Bowden. We believe that these are very good targets because those are where most of the underclassmen go to, and also because that's where all the students have to go to when it comes to the TLC, UCC, the Rec Center, and the library. And most people will see the flyers if you post them in that area. And students must know that the CSI is a place to go to learn about future events and or to learn about organizations and how to join, and also the history about them. The second recommendation is for organizations on campus to promote the CSI whenever they're having an event. And we believe the CSI should make various agreements with organizations stating that in exchange for advertisements for the organizations that they promote the CSI before, during, and after the events. And the CSI also promotes these events on the UWG website, but the only problem is most students don't know how to access that. So we believe that the organization should promote them and let the students know how to get more information about the CSI so they can plan on and attend more events for that organization. To increase student and member relations, our first recommendation is for the CSI to create social media accounts, specifically Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat, since those are the most used social media platforms that students on our campus have. And we believe that by creating these accounts, they can use those to have reminders for students, to let students know about upcoming events, and also have polls asking students about what kind of activities they want and what the students want to do in general for the campus. And our second recommendation is to send out an outline of upcoming events every month via email, so the students can go to the website and probably make up a subscription to the email, so they can have email for all the students that want to join or attend the events, and just have an outline at the beginning of the month and let students know what's coming up. Our third recommendation is to promote events and giveaways in areas with high traffic. So again, just like the TLC and the other areas that were mentioned, they should promote the giveaways at those events and letting people know that when they come, they can receive rewards and giveaways. Our first recommendation to increase student involvement is to place digital and physical signage around the campus that looks appealing, because everyone on campus is going to look at a sign that they think look good. And all students have to walk through the campus to get to class, and by strategically placing flyers throughout the campus, more students will notice the upcoming events. Recently, our school had hosted a haunted house, and they did an awesome job by promoting that by placing the flyers in residence halls and the work areas such as the UTC, and also at the TLC and other areas across the campus. And also they posted them at the buildings that we have classes at. So that was a wonderful idea, and the event was a success. Second recommendation we have to the TSI is to host events for a fixed day and time each week. And at these events, students can choose what they want to have in the future, like from a list, or they can list out events that they want or activities they want to do. And they can also have reward systems and give out prizes at these events. That's our third recommendation. By the reward system, they can create an attendance paper just to know who shows up and how many times they showed up. And after a certain amount of times they're showing up, we can give out free UWG mugs or UWG apparel, because almost everybody on campus loves free stuff, especially the college students. So by doing that, they can have more students come to their events. That's for that. But even by that, they can still have a good time and just want to come because they know what they did. It is important to take our recommendation into consideration because we have encountered these problems before and have helped schools achieve a desired amount of student participation. Although they seem small, they are very important because we know what the students at UWG think and what they want. Now that you have seen what we can do to help you, Tangent Mosby will conclude our presentation.
In conclusion, we here at All Hands on Deck know that we will be able to improve your external communication and show an increase in student involvement. We know that we have your best interest in our minds and know that our plans will work to create record-breaking results. We would love to work with your organization because not only do we see the need, but we see the potential for greatness, and we know that we can help you achieve this potential. Not only that, but we are willing to give you a 20% discount if you start implementing our plans within a month. And if within a year our recommendations come to show no improvements whatsoever, then we are willing to set up a new meeting where we will discuss a new plan of action free of charge, or we'll just give you 98% of your money back. You can contact us by calling us at 768-839-5800 or emailing us at consultant@ahod.com, or you can visit us in office at 1601 Maple Street, Carrollton, Georgia. I would just like to say thank you so much for giving us the time to talk to you today. We will now take any questions that you may have. In order for the potential for maximum success, your organization will need to put in maximum time and effort. That doesn't mean all your time and effort should be put in, but if you want this plan to be fulfilled successfully, slacking off is definitely not an option.
At AHD Consulting, we believe to see an improvement across the board. There are several departments across campus that aren't consistent with communications with the student body. We want to see your department's communication skills improve as well as consistently utilize the recommendations AHD Consulting has provided your department with.
Working with our company would be an excellent investment for you because 1, we provide excellent feedback. 2, we have proven recommendations that are sure to improve your department's productivity, communications, and your public relations and usage.
I believe our recommendation for creating a social media platform will increase student relations because that all students use social media, and by creating a Twitter account or Instagram account, students can easily access the CSI page and know what's coming up and what type of events they can plan for. And also by doing this, the CSI can make like a outline like we did in like a different recommendation. They put that outline also on their social media platforms so students can view that and know what's coming up just by logging in and just doing a simple scroll down the timeline and like, oh, let me see what's going on in our school this week. They can go to the CSI page and just see what's going on. And every time the CSI posts something on a social media platform, they can just tag UWG or create a hashtag UWG CSI or UWG 2020, 2021, 2022, and so on and so on. And by doing so, students know how to access the page and what to type in to find these pages as well. And they can just promote their page on the flyers whenever they post a flyer in public. They can put their Twitter handle at the bottom of the page so people can know where to find them on Twitter or their Snapchat if they want to add them on Snapchat or their Instagram. And I feel like this is the best recommendation we can have for student relations because almost every student uses some form of social media. And with these top three, I know students will be able to access the page a lot easier.
And how a CSI recommendation will improve our department or organization image is more people will be aware of events and things going around campus.
You should trust our recommendations because All Hands on Deck Consulting has been proven through several 5-star reviews to provide the best recommendations in the industry. We do everything in our power to go above and beyond what our clients need to provide the best results possible by having every one of our partners working to the best of their abilities to provide what is needed for our clients. We have everyone involved in the process and we make sure that the clients know what's going on at every phase of the consulting process. And by doing so, we provide the best recommendations that are the best fitted to our clients by making sure that they're involved and they know exactly what's going on the entire time that we are consulting with them. And by doing so, we provide to them the most fitted consulting experience they will have anywhere in the industry. And that is why now and in the future, you should trust All Hands on Deck Consulting to provide the best recommendations to you, your company, or anyone else that needs consulting for any issues in their business. Thank you.
The question that we receive is why would working with AHD, or also known as All Hands on Deck Consulting Company, be a smart choice or smart investment? Well, we like to think of our company as a family. And with the family, everyone's kind of pretty much close. Everyone kind of knows, well, not even kind of knows. Everyone knows each other, and everyone is very personal about each other's personal life. They know everyone, they know how they operate, and that's kind of the feeling that we want to give our potential customers and our potential clients that we work with. So when we come to you, we want you to join our family. We want to get to know you guys. We want to understand your beliefs, your dislikes, and anything else that you would possibly like to let us know about you. And also, like, as you kind of seen, like with our previous numbers, working with Kennesaw State University and other universities around Georgia, we produce results. And ultimately, that's what drives America, results. A 32% versus a 79% is a very big difference. And in America's eyes, they're going to look at that 79% as better than that 32%, depending on which kind of category it is. So in this instance, 79% is so much better than 32%. So as you've seen before, we produce results, and that's what we want to do. We want you guys to be the best that you can possibly be. Also, at the same time, being there, being a family, being one together and understanding, and not just being a business to business, but more it's like business to family. You kind of understand what that means. So